it, and that acts like and that almost looks and acts like my mom, because she just is like, she just acts like that. Oh, you just look mean. Like, I want to be able to, I feel like if there's anyone out there that like Khloe Kardashian would even be like, well, you're just trying to like love your mom and take care of her and try to be respectful and try to be biblically respectful. Um, if there's anyone out there like them, like Khloe, to give me advice or to take me out to lunch or something, that would be great. You know, I'm not happy. You have a point in your life to say like, I'm just not happy with my surroundings. I have a feeling God's going to and has been trying to force my mom to buy this house because um she needs to settle down and she needs to let Erica in, and she definitely needs to let the older brother in because he's my Uncle Freddie, who I met at my Nana's viewing. Um, Uncle Freddie, he's Philip in the Bible, because he kind of like was sitting on like a white horse and like all of this stuff. Um, and God just, lets the mind, um, God like lets us remember things. And I feel like when last year when I went over there to try to talk to you, right before I went over there, like a month before, in early January, they kept following me. Stephen and Carrie kept following me around Canby. Um, and they actually were stalking me around Canby, and I was trying to go to a friend's house, but I knew that she was kind of, um, I think the word's called pretentious. Like, like, I don't feel like I trust you. She kind of has like some trust issues, and she's been through a specific marriage and it didn't work out, and the guy was disrespectful towards her and to her. Um, that's her own story to tell, and I'm not going to put her information out there. I respect her, and I respect her, like the distance that she chooses to have. And um, I mean, God isn't a respecter of persons at the same time, but I need to get out of this state, and I will probably do my best to ask around and talk to Mama Mercy and stuff, because this house, like, there's something in here that stinks. And I keep trying to smell myself and see if it's me, and maybe I should go brush my teeth or something. Like, I just feel like I just can't do it anymore. I feel like as soon as I came up here, all of my dad's rules for me went out the window. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, you can just like do anything," and that's kind of like, wait, what? Like, that's not me. Like, I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs. I don't hardly do alcohol. I think the only form of alcohol that I've kind of like enjoyed um is like kombucha, and there's like 1% alcohol in there. But it's really good to like kind of flush your system out, and I think I've experienced it flushing me out. Um I'm so sorry. I recently made a friend. You guys have seen him on my channel, hopefully. That loyal to me, as I'm actually very loyal to a lot of you YouTubers. Um that is true. I'm more of a viewer and a watcher, and I have done that a lot since my friend Sarah kind of reintroduced me. I apologize to Latoya and Adam for like the devil just kind of rising up with you guys and from me, and it just goes to show. I feel like the lesson I've learned is you cannot have distance with anybody. You can't have distance with anyone, because it starts creating problems. It starts creating demons, and it creates this I hate God movement, and it just does nothing good. Like, at what point in time do people like give themselves credit? Like, I'm just kind of tired of talking at this point. It is therapeutic, very therapeutic for me to talk like this. I've always been this way. I'm a Virgo, and I definitely believe that because I've always had like a very therapeutic, like this feels good to just kind of talk and get it out. Because yeah, that's why this channel name is and for a long time it was Antonia Loves You, and now it's Antonia Trump Loves You. um I might change it back to Antonia Loves You just because that's like a lot of letters, but plus it looks like, hey Antonia Trump loves you, or but really my full name is Antonia Trump. So I was supposed to go on an African mission trip. I feel like I can't stop crying at this point. It's not a mental problem or any problem. There's nothing wrong with going on an African missions trip to in 2018. I actually was urgently told on Instagram that you need to go on a mission trip. You need to sow a seed to go to Africa, and I was like, I had no idea how to do it, and I hope that God sees the inward of his servants and sees how hard I've been trying to keep myself holy for him. And I just wish that my brother Micah would care, because I reached back out to him real strongly. Like, you know, we were friends on Facebook, and I kind of saw like his stuff or whatever. And like, you know, when you go through like, oh, this is my friends on Facebook, little section where it says friends, I just keep hearing in my mind right now that I need to go talk to Mama Mercy, because this is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger of a problem, to the point where I feel like I cannot do this anymore. I don't know how much I can I can trust them. I don't know how much I feel I can trust them at this point, because they are too prideful. I possibly can go talk to Dale Satcham, my pastor, and maybe anyone, maybe Sam or something. I just remember a year ago, actually, I went over to Wilsonville because of the fires here in town in Malala. I apologize for that. I feel like, you know, I don't smoke. I was raised not to do drugs. I was raised with the fear of God, like like spanks on my bottom, like, you know, who wasn't raised with the fear of God? Like, I'm a 90s child, and a lot of 80s children are probably the same. I know Jeannie talked about that. I was either getting a can of whoop ass, or sitting down talking to um I tried to talk to my friend Eddie yesterday about this problem, and the phone just like randomly shut off. And last week I think I kind of missed Thursday to go see him, and that was really hard on me because I need friends and I need people in my life. And it's interesting how he met me. um I was just sitting there at my table. I sit kind of like this is the table, like, you know, and this is a table, and there's a chair here, there's a chair here, there's a chair here, and there's a chair here, and a chair here. So there's like four chairs at like one actual set up table. They actually put two tables together, so it's like this. And then there's like four chairs at each actual table, and then they put the table chairs, they go like this. So and I was sitting kind of like from my perspective, because this is still south part. And I was kind of sitting like over here, and then he kind of walked up and was like playing with like my drink or something that I had gotten from the cooler. If there's any way that you guys can help me, I would really greatly appreciate it, because I don't feel protected in this house. I don't feel safe and comfortable. I would like to be a lot like Colette, and I was very encouraged when I watched the clip where she kind of gets cleaned up, and she like steps out and to go see her baby for the first time after she had birthed the baby. And I might leave it down for you, Colette, because I have a feeling you'll probably see this. Um, but it just made me feel better, because I know that Brock is a lot like Khloe Kardashian in the manner he has like the black friend. Khloe Kardashian's black friend would be Malika, and Malika's like one of the sisters. I don't know why Malika and Khadijah played in Sky High that they did. I don't know why they would play villains, but if there's any way that you guys could help me, it would feel greatly appreciated, because I know I'm supposed to be married to Dawn. This living situation is not ideal. I'm like looking around the room, like I still have boxes that are ready to be moved out with my husband and I. Yeah, I feel like when I saw the Eric and Jane story, a part of me healed with my mom and I. Because my mom and I have actually had a pretty terrible relationship for some time that I've been up here, because she doesn't care, and she that's just she just if Grace Chapel should be mad at anyone, it should probably be mad at her and her kid, her first kid, because I'm my dad's kid. And one thing that actually I remember he told me in Blythe, because we were getting out of the Joan of Arc Church in Blythe, California. You can maybe go on Google Maps and look it up or whatever. But this video is getting very long. I might stop it at 60 or 70 or something. It might just have to stop on its own or something. But it really stinks in this house. I'm gonna go try to brush my teeth and see if that fixes it. But I left because he pushed me further and further away. This brother. I really feel like that story, Erica Jane's story, a part of me healed with my mom about that. It's still in the process. I feel like I'm still in the process of healing, because she still isn't listening to God whatsoever. If there's any way that Linda and you guys could step in and just um talk to his situation, and maybe even help me get the cops involved. I'm not really sure how that system works. It's interesting how Brittany said that, and I kind of agree with that, because like when you're hungry, your mind can't think of hardly anything. Like it's, as you can tell, I'm probably still having struggles. I do respect you Osteens at Lakewood. Um Lakewood and Lakewood Church in Texas. I believe that's where they're at. And I'm gonna get off of here pretty soon. But I just wanted to thank you guys, because I feel like they were kind of behind me before I started really heavily watching them. I can't remember if I watched them in the 561 house. It felt like it. 2014 was probably the best year of my life. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. My YouTube channel is still alive, thank God. But it is so to go to hell. That was never me, God. That was never my intention. And I keep feeling like something's touching my arm. And I tried to leave here. I think it was March, January, February, March. I think it was March of 2020. A lot of bad stuff kept happening in that year. Um, they kept stalking me around, and I was hanging out at Thriftway, just minding my business. I probably should have like told my mom, "Hey, can I come home with you or something?" Or she actually wasn't working; she was doing home learning, which just sounds stupid to me. But and that's really something, because she was always like, "Oh well, I don't want the kids, or I don't want any of my coworkers to see that I have like a messy room. Oh, I don't want them to see in my house." And I'm sitting here like, "Wait, what? Like, how do you not want them to like see in your house and stuff?" Um, I don't know. I've had to sacrifice. When I say that I don't cry, and it's not a part of me that normally comes out, I'm still dealing with the feeling of police brutality on my arm. So if I could get an apology from the Portland police on that, that would be greatly appreciated. Because you literally shoved your thumb. I do believe it was you. You shoved your thumb into my arm over here, and now it freaking hurts. I tried to leave Oregon because I had some business I needed to take care of for myself and my life, and I needed to go talk to some prophets, and the cops literally came against me. Like, I feel like I have to go to court over this, because they literally, like, what is it, like sexual assault, like shoved their freaking thumb into my arm. Like, now it feels like it's freaking still there. No, that's not because I got the stupid shot. I don't believe in that. My dad was a stickler on me never taking ADD medication. Um, and I'm gonna leave it at that, because my mom is like trying to force this medication, and I know my dad doesn't believe it. She's always been trying to like force my dad to like believe in evil things and do evil things, and I'm sitting here like, excuse me, no. Like, you're not gonna tell my dad what he has to believe, or what evil has to do with anything. I know my Nana Judy is in heaven. In the last house, I'm probably just gonna say this and get off of here, but in the last house, I asked Heavenly Father if she can please visit me, because I watch her computer a lot, and um, life has just become very hard and very difficult. I feel like my dad's been right and was right. I probably should have never came up here. Um, I didn't know what to believe. And, when you're born into a family that almost has trust issues with themselves, let alone anyone else, it really has a really negative impact and negative effect on your life. I have a feeling my cousin Jordan's probably going to call me. I tried to call her the other day, and for some reason it got blocked. Um, um, and I know my Nana's in heaven, and she was a believer in Jesus, and so I hope that I can kind of do the same thing because life has just been really hard on me. Oh, I didn't mean for a stalking order to come about when it came to the organizer family. I mean, when we're scared, it's being scared. Like, I'm scared of how my life is gonna turn out when I know that I don't have the sister-in-law that I'm supposed to have. Like, how is it a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. I feel like I'm probably just gonna have to leave this life behind and probably just try to jump on like the Camby train or one of these trains because I really honestly I have no life. And I know, Mom, you act and you think that you care about me, but you really don't. And I just feel like any smart woman and somebody like Marjorie would just say, you know what, I don't think that you deserve to be in that life. And I do deserve to be taken care of by Don, and whether me and him look like whether me and him look like a father-daughter relationship, or we just look like we're in love. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I know resurrection glory. I know how to resurrect people. It's something my spiritual family does for a living. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing for a living, and I don't care what anyone says. You could sit there and you could hate Heavenly Father, but you're really probably only hating on yourself. Um, I tried to talk to my tia Martha about this, and I've tried to talk to Todd, and they just sit there and act like it's not a problem. And I feel like my body, like, the back of my head over here has like been bothering me, and I keep wondering why. And it's because my nephew doesn't take a bath, he doesn't take a shower. He's like about 10 years old or something, and I was being stalked around in Cambia, Oregon, and when I was sitting here thinking about, it was like sometime shortly um, after I went over February 13th, 2020 to talk to this kid about, being recruited, and he needs to work for God and needs to do Superman stuff. And I'm like, didn't want to sit here and like pray for them also, because I'm like, well, I'm not really his wife. Like, isn't this the kind of stuff that wives do, like pray for their husbands? And I just feel like I'm being hugely and largely let down. And I am actually JWoww, and I appreciate those of you like my friend Sarah, who hasn't tried to talk to me, and she laid down with a man that is literally in the movie, um not the movie, the television show, George Lopez. That's actually her dad. And it's funny because that's kind of my dad and my uncle Marcus too. And if there's any way that any of you that I've met in Oregon can help me, you know what to do. Talk to me, comment to me. I don't know what that would look like. I don't need to go to another facility. I don't need to be conservatorshipped. Like Brittany just got out of that, and praise God for her and stuff. I hope that everything works out in God's favor for her. And I know that we should all be grateful for the relationships that we have. It's getting super rainy. I gotta kind of closed my window. I did not expect it to rain like this, but we do live in Oregon, and it definitely is hard for it to rain here. So hard for it not to rain here. So, um, should probably get off here. So, I just feel, if you have a problem with me, or if you feel uncomfortable by me or something, or you feel like, you're not getting something out of me, I would like you to please call the prayer hotline. That is something I will leave down below. Like I said, I'll probably have to watch this back, but like I said, I will probably have to leave my contact information down below, and I hope everything works out for me, because I don't believe that I should have a sister-in-law who smokes, and it just doesn't make any sense. I know that she's supposed to be Rosalie, and it is really raining, so I'm gonna get off of here and try to feel better, and I just hope I go to heaven. I believe I'll go to heaven, because I do not do sexual sin. I do not do smoking. I don't do drugs. I don't even appreciate this nasty smell I'm smelling in front of me. I've been smelling it in this room all day. I don't appreciate the devil trying to torment me and attack me. I have done absolutely nothing wrong, and I know Jesus understands that, and I know Yahweh understands that. So I better get going, because the wind is like blowing in my room and stuff. So pray for me, and maybe comment down below if you're Trump or somebody I know in Oregon. So thanks.